This person you may recognize right next to me, Patricia Garza Pinto. Welcome, Patricia.
Thank you, Scott.
Should also mention this is the Radiance channel on Expansion Network. And I interviewed you a couple years ago about this, and then one of my associate editors went up the mountain because typically you do one-on-one woman-female retreats.
Yes.
Where you, and so I thought it was smart to send up a woman or two to my editors to interview you, and they were struck. They loved the idea of someone who's a shaman, a shamanic practitioner who's going to take someone from A to Z. You're going to shop with them, cook with them, hike with them, work out with them, and to what end?
To what end? The possibilities are endless. Well, first of all, it's a catered program.
Okay.
So it's catered to their specific needs.
So it's customized.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's not a cookie cutter program.
All right.
One of the things that I share is that most people go on vacation to rest, right? To get away from the vortex and to rest.
Yeah.
And typically it takes somebody about 3 days to decompress from the stress and the flight and the airports and whatever else. And then they'll maybe have a couple days hanging out on the beach, resting, and then before you know it, you got to go back home.
Right.
What tools do they have when they come back home from that restful vacation to assist them on their path and journey?
Sure.
So my idea is come up to the mountain and spend some time with me, and you will have some customized tools to take back with you, which you don't on vacation. You're back into the vortex and feeling probably stressed within the first week of your trip, of returning from your.
Well, when we talk about you actually go shopping with people, grocery shopping, why is that? People need different foods for...
Yes.
Okay.
There are so many diets on the market.
Yeah.
And yes, of course, people will initially lose weight on any diet because it's a new experience for the body, and it's a shift and it's a change.
Right.
But in the long term, it is probably not really optimal.
Sure.
For everybody, really, because we should all be eating based on our ancestors' diet. What one of my teachers coined the phrase primal pattern dieting. So it's a primal pattern diet based on our ancestors.
So my German and Polish ancestors would be different from yours.
Oh, yes, and different. I love to use the Eskimos because we all know that they eat, or most of us know that they eat high fat.
Fish.
Yes, literally whale blubber
right.
and seal blubber.
Okay.
And I think also reindeer. But they don't have typical farmers markets like we do on every corner.
Sure.
Their genetics have adapted.
There you go. That's the change.
Yes.
Okay.
And so you can take that Eskimo, that Inuit, and take him or her to the Mediterranean and feed them the Mediterranean diet. And of course they can eat it, but ultimately it's not optimal for their genetic makeup.
Sure.
So we will adapt to anything, but if we want to live to our truest potential physically, it's important to eat based on our body type.
Okay.
And also you're either protein type, carb, or mixed type.
Yeah.
So are you eating for those for your body type, and then are you eating the proper macronutrient ratios, protein, carb to fat?
Okay.
See, a lot of people don't, they just go on typical diets, and sure, you're going to shed some weight,
sure,
but you're not really in your strongest vitality life force, in my experience and knowledge, unless you do these other things.
I should mention that you live in Idyllwild, which is on top of a mountain called the Sacred Mountain.
Yes.
And it's beautiful, and a lot of great hiking trails. And that's the surroundings. People go, and then you have what some people might call a cabin, but it's a home. It's a full home with a workout.
Yes.
A gym, a full-on gym, right?
Right. I like to call it a state-of-the-art fitness studio. It was a 2-car garage, detached garage that I converted into a beautiful fitness studio. The walls are a light lavender, so when you walk in, there's a different energy. It's not your typical gym. I have professional mirrors on the wall so you can watch yourself exercise. I have a lot of physio balls, different shaped exercise balls.
Okay.
Because I feel it's very important to to stabilize the body first before strengthening it.
Okay.
Because if not, then you're strengthening it, but your teeny tiny muscles underneath that keep us from wearing adult diapers later, they're
Sure.
not stable.
Right.
So I mean, if you go to Costco right now, you'll see pink and blue boxes for men's and women's adult diapers.
Yes.
That's not necessary.
And
So I do have a
So
fitness
you do the
studio.
workouts that help strengthen those muscles.
Yes, wake
that we
them
don't
up.
wake
first.
them up. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And you'd be surprised. I mean, I had 2 clients in the past that were women that were doing my boot camp classes when I lived in Laguna Beach in my backyard, and one of them was half my age, and I said, let's warm up some jump ropes. And the elder woman and she could not do them, and they didn't want to tell me at first. Oh, I can't do that. I said, well, why not? I just want us to warm up for like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
light jump rope. If I do, I'm going to tinkle. I said, oh, I get it.
Oh, if
And
they
that's-
exercise, they're good. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so these are the teeny tiny muscles I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so I guide my clients in my fitness studio through conscious movement. I call it conscious movement.
Okay.
Let's be aware of the body. Let's be aware of the breath. Are you breathing properly through the exercise? Are you breathing properly anyway?
Right.
Because most of us have an inverted,
Very shallow
yeah,
breathing,
very
yeah.
up here as opposed to through the belly and the diaphragm.
And this is all spiritual because it's mind, body, spirit connection, right?
yes.
And that happens when you bring these together, you're more in touch with your body. I know you go barefoot hiking with people sometimes.
I do. I love that. Yeah. And the reason why I do that is because it feels damn good.
Yes, get your feet on the earth.
Yeah, and it's also proven. And I'd like to credit Clint Ober for bringing the research to the rest of us.
Sure.
And doing taking the time and energy to bring this information to us. Grounding, connection to the earth, of course, it reduces inflammation in the body. Inflammation creates disease, and disease creates illness and ultimately death. So,
Right.
so it reduces inflammation. It reduces free radical production.
Okay.
Free radicals break our body down and age us quicker. It produces and increases antioxidant production.
Okay.
And the sense of well-being. I mean, how many times have you been to the beach and come home feeling just so much better?
Yep.
Because you're barefoot with your feet on the ground.
And
in
you
the
go
water.
swimming in mountain streams.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I do when it's. Yeah, I do.
When it's weather appropriate.
Well, even when it's not, I do expansion and contraction. For
Cold
the
baths
body.
are supposed to
Yeah,
be excellent for you.
that's what I do. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a challenging one, but dunking and trying to stay under the water for at least a minute if you can.
So people can follow you on Facebook, and because you're very generous with the content you put out there. You show what your life is like up there. You talk about these things, and your program is about bringing a woman or even a family up to
Yes.
spend that one-on-one time with you, to just look at what's there, talk through what's there. I imagine you do some ceremonies, some things with that's on the menu as well.
Yes, like I said, it's very catered. I had a client come to me once out of LA, from LA, and she actually wanted to spend a month with me, day in and day out. I said, I can't do that, but
Oh,
she came.
has the budget for it.
She did, actually she did.
Yeah, yeah.
But she came to me for 5 days, and I catered it to her needs. She was a vegan, and within 5 minutes of visiting with me to connect in my house when she first arrived, she was in tears, and she wanted to heal the lineage of her ancestors' pain. So there was that. Due to her veganism, and this was something she wasn't aware of at the time,
Okay.
she was losing patches of her hair because she wasn't consistent with the protocol that vegans need to adhere to in terms of proper nutrition and supplements.
Yep.
Making sure they're taking all the supplements, because then you can have mood swings, which she had.
Okay.
So I catered it to her needs, and yes, sometimes there's certain types of ceremonies, often Native American style ceremonies.
Sure.
Going on the land with the drum.
Yep.
Giving a land blessing. It's reciprocity, giving back to Mother Earth. What has Mother Earth given us? So much
Everything.
abundance, and
Yep.
what do we do for her? So taking the client and the drum and our land offering, and that's a combination of many different things. Could be, and it's all clean and pure. This is done with powerful intention.
Right.
I'm not going to go give her conventional in my offering to Mother Earth with my clients and alone. she's going to get organic dates. She's going to get organic dried herbs, lavender, chamomile, hibiscus, organic tobacco, mapacho from Peru, which is a sacred tobacco. What else have I brought to her?
I've seen some of the
firstborn?
Facebook. Yeah, I've seen some of the Facebook lives where you just in your cupboard you just have all these ingredients, all these things you're making. A tea with you is not even a simple thing. You're putting all these things in.
Yeah.
It's so enriching. It's so organic, and what a wonderful experience to be able to spend a week or weekend or a couple days with you,
Yes.
one-on-one. That must be, these people must feel very pampered and treated.
Well, that's the whole point. You know, I asked myself, how can, because first and foremost, I was a personal trainer. And I thought, okay, wait a minute, that wasn't enough. I wanted to do something deeper. I felt that we needed something more than just exercise.
Right.
And exercise in the outside, the superficial muscles that everybody sees.
Right.
So what's going to set you apart, Patricia, from all the other coaches out there, or life coaches, personal trainers? I'm going to give them an experience. It's an experience.
Right.
Honestly, that's my intention is come, let's pamper you, let's let you soak in my crystal bathtub with the crystal grid behind your head and the essential oils and the candles and whatever, the incense. Let's take you out and to my, fitness studio and do some conscious movement and energy breath work on the land, Qigong. I mean, it's a whole experience. It's a paradigm shift for healing.
And a paradise, it sounds like.
Yeah, feels like it to me too.
So how can people find you? What's your website?
The website for this particular retreat is www.divine, that's D-I-V-I-N, divinemountainretreat.com. And also my email, if anybody has any questions, is Patricia Holistic, that's W-H-O, patriciaholistic@gmail.com.
I think somebody walking by took the magazine at the expo here that I was going to show it again with you on the cover. That's a good thing.
That's funny.
But I know people can find you on Facebook, and thank you, Krista. People can find you on Facebook as well and follow you.
Sure, yes.
And here's the cover. Great for being here.
Thank you, Scott.
And thank you all for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.